Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to 312 Unscripted. I'm here with my co-host, Chris Delgado. I'm your boy, Carl. And today I'll let them introduce themselves here.
Some very special guest. Go ahead, guys.
My
Let
name
them
is
know.
Carolina. I'm from Chicago and Mexico.
Luis, aka Luigi, in Chicago. Born in Mexico and from Chi-town, pretty much.
Nice.
Nice. So for everybody that doesn't know, I was so happy to get Carolina and Luigi over here because, these guys are mixologists. I don't know if you guys ever been to a bar and be like, yo, let me get that top shelf stuff. And then you water it down with some other drink like a club soda. That's okay, right? Club soda's okay?
It's okay.
Or a
It's all
Jack-
right.
Depends.
or a Coke or a cranberry, and you just insulting the alcohol, the spirit, right?
You want to be boring, I guess.
So there you go. So we're here with them, and we're ready to shoot this and see what they have to tell us about the whole experience, the whole journey about being a mixologist. Because I know, Carolina, you started from bars, right? Just the bar scene itself. I know you
Yeah.
worked at Enya.
At Enya and Avondale, so my bar career just started in Avondale area.
Uh-huh.
And then from there, it kind of moved over to River North and then Streeterville, a little bit of Gold Coast.
Okay.
I think so. I moved around a little bit. I'm not like a crazy mover. Luis is. Luis loves to move from place to place.
Yeah, pretty much I started like all the way from the bottom, like any other person in the history, like dishwasher, bosser, runner, barback.
Oh, so you started just from the kitchen
yeah,
to the back?
I hate it being dishwasher. I didn't last.
Yeah, that was motivation enough for you, right?
I pretty much told the manager, I'm like, hey, for a couple of months, I was in Italian Village, downtown.
Nice.
And I was like, no, I don't like this. Can I just be a bosser?
Uh-huh.
And because, the guy liked me, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm going to give you the chance.
And you went from dishwasher to buzzer.
Bosser. And then
Okay.
I moved all the way, runner. I did bar biking only for a couple of months, and then I jumped in to be bartender and the infamous Islas Marias. That's where I started.
Islas Marias?
Oh, yeah. All the way from
Islas Marias. Do you know what Islas Marias is?
So you used to work there?
No.
Oh, no, what is
He got
that?
really happy.
What is that?
So it's a seafood restaurant,
Okay.
So they specialize on seafood, basically
Okay.
like Mexican seafood. Is there like a Nayarit or what?
Nayarit style.
Nayarit style. So there's different styles because you know how the Mexico has two has the Gulf of Mexico and then you got the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
So it's
Wait,
two different-
Pacific. No.
It is.
Atlantic?
No,
It's Pacific.
Pacific?
Pacific.
Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going south, and then, okay, my geography.
Yeah.
Go
So
fuck
Pacific because you go to Hawaii, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so that's
So
Pacific.
going west.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
on the east side is Gulf of Mexico.
Gulf of Mexico, right.
So
Okay.
so there's different styles for that. You catch your fish and do it
Look,
different styles.
different like seafood styles or seafood like preparation.
That's the style, like different preparations,
Oh,
like
okay.
different kind of because Mexico's huge, so
Mhm.
they have the different cuisines here and there, and they change different
Nice,
styles. So.
nice, cool.
But yeah, I started in Las Islas Marias for 2 years. It was crazy. I actually learned. It's where I learned high volume bartending because it was like 500 people, and I was the only decent bartender.
Puras micheladas.
Puras micheladas, margaritas, frozen margaritas. It was insane.
I
But
was working with coffee. That's my
Coffee.
start. Yeah, and I was a barista in the River North Cafe, and I started getting a little bit more into like flavors and different coffee flavors, different syrups and things like that. From there, then I got bored. And I turned 21, so then I
Oh,
started
why
moving
not?
my way
Yeah.
into the bar world. Yeah,
Nice.
Mhm.
What did you have a favorite coffee concoction before
I love
moving up?
coffee.
Yeah?
yeah, I'm obsessed with coffee. Like one of my goals is to have a food truck, coffee bakery, like Mexican style.
Oh, sick.
Oh,
So yeah,
wow.
that'll be a goal of mine in the future.
Oh, nice.
That is awesome.
Yeah, but I started with coffee, and then that opened up the worlds of like, flavors and
Alcohol.
cool, like yeah, but like and now I add alcohol to my coffees, so I don't think that's healthy.
So you started concocting your own coffees at home or something, or just trying different beans?
In the coffee shop that I worked in when I was young, I think I started back in high school. I was working at a place called Food Life in Water Tower Place. I don't know if you guys ever been to that shopping mall.
Nah, I'm poor, dude. I
Water
never go to Water Tower
Yeah, but
Place.
I don't remember Food Life. Food Life?
Food Life, yeah. It was like a huge, like, fancy food court, you want to say.
Oh, is
They
that
give
like
you a little
up at the
credit
top?
card.
The top?
Yeah.
Okay.
They give you a little credit card. You just swipe everywhere that you go to. I worked the coffee shop section there. And this
Nice.
is way before. This is when I was like 16 and then all the way through 18, 19. And then I did everything from cooking, from having cashier, hosting, wine coordinator when I turned 21, and everything in that area I did.
So what's your favorite coffee bean then, if you already tried them all?
So I like dark roast and I like Colombian coffee. That's like my
And Colombian man.
In Colombia.
They're not bad either.
Is there because like in the world of coffee, my girlfriend loves coffee too, but in the world of coffee, I hear Costa Rican coffee is the most like fertile. Is there any like
Nicaragua, I
truth
think
to that?
Central America has
Yeah.
for their terroir. I think they have really nice coffees over there, like
Guatemala
Guatemala.
actually
Guatemala
has really
too.
amazing coffee there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not like super crazy into nerdy things when it comes to coffee, but I love the taste for it. So
Nice, nice.
anything that I taste, I'm like, yum. Let me see what I can do with it.
Nice, and it's
Yeah.
mostly dark stuff. The dark roasted
All
ones.
dark stuff. Yeah,
Nice,
the
nice.
bitter, the darker, the better for me.
Just like men.
Don't air my dirty laundry.
Well, what you call it? Yeah. So I mean, I'm not a big. I don't like coffee a lot because I always end up spending too much money on coffee. You know, everybody wants to go to a Starbucks run, so I always,
Dunkin' Donuts.
dude, $10 every day. Every
Make it in
day.
your house. Make it in your
I
house.
have it, but it's just not the same. I don't get them. Those people have the measurements and everything. You know, it's like me trying to make an alcoholic drink and stuff, and it's different from when you get it at the bar because you guys have.
You have the tools in your kitchen. I see that.
But-
you can make really nice coffee with that.
Right, but I can't. But
Now
I
you can. Now you can.
now
I'll
I
show-
can't. Yeah, some tips. Some tips so that before you leave tonight,
Yeah.
give us some tips. Maybe we'll store those in the
Yeah,
in the
we don't
vault.
spend $10 a coffee. A
Dude,
cup of coffee.
every day, bro. My points are going up and up, and then if my daughter wants something, more money.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. So, then you graduated from the coffee, and what was your first place to start?
My first place was Barraeñe. I started just cocktail serving there, and then I moved straight into the bar. I get bored really easy, and I'm fidgety. So my fidgetiness kind of got me into the bar world, and I was like home. Like that's where my fidgety stopped. And it's like, okay, cool. I need to work with my hands. Like
It's
I
nice.
have to.
Yeah, because if you ever notice, bartenders they never stop moving.
no.
They never
You
stop
always have
moving.
to be on the move. Yeah.
Even if they have a runner, they're running with them. You know,
Oh yeah, like we use both of our hands, we use our eyes, we use our ears. Like we have to like keep intact of like the little machine that beeps all the time. Like we literally have PTSD with that. Like we
what's the
dream of
machine you're
that.
talking about?
It's a server machine, so like
The ticket one, like
yeah, the tickets one. So we
Oh,
make all the
like-
drinks for the servers, right, in the restaurant, and all you hear is beep 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 constantly every single time.
Like you will have a line of ticket drinks like this.
Yeah.
This big,
That's
and, like,
insane.
put in the row.
In the meantime, you have to talk to your guests. In the meantime, you have to like, work with your hands, and you're doing 3 different drinks at one time, talking to 3 million people in the front of you, hearing that little beeping machine in the back. It's intense, but not everybody can do it, but we love it.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I love that. That's why I like back in that when I was in Las Islas Marias, it was like that ticket, people screaming, "Hey, michelada, margarita!" I was like, "Holy!" So I was pretty much in like a robot mode.
Uh-huh.
Like I was
Dude.
not thinking, just working, and that's pretty much like what she's saying. It's just the beeping, beeping, beeping.
Okay, so Luis is at Islas Marias. You're at Barraeñe. When do you guys meet?
So funny story, and I don't get mad at me. But I always said that when I met Luis, I thought that he was like a little creeper in my bar all the time because he didn't say anything. But he was kind of like the guy that was in the corner of my bar and just staring. And
Bien tímido.
not even that. He was observing me. He was
Okay.
observing me now that I know. He was observing me. and
Cerebral kind of guy. Just
yeah, he was just there, and then he was just looking at me, and I'm like,
Oh,
bro,
he's
like,
low key taking notes.
yeah, no, but I'm like, what are you looking at? I'm like one person that I hate awkwardness, so
Uh-huh.
I'll like just start talking, and
Uh-huh.
I'll just talk, and so that's what I did with him. He was working for a brand, Chacho.
Chacho.
Okay,
It-
but what restaurant is this? Or
This
what
was
is-
Barreña.
Barreña.
Oh, so nice.
I
there.
went.
Yeah, so he was there as my customer, like in the
Oh, okay.
corner, my
Okay.
customer. Then he was representing a brand once I started getting to talk to him because he wouldn't talk.
Okay.
And so after that, he was just kind of like looking at me. He said, "Have you ever done a competition before?" And then I'm like, "No, not at all. This is my first time ever getting to talk to this guy, right?" And then he's like, "I think you should do a competition. You're super fast. Like I've been seeing you work. I think that's something that you need to get into."
What did you notice about her, Luis?
Honestly, the potential that now you can see.
Yeah, I see.
So
that, yeah.
I noticed that on the moment that I was going to the bar, I see her the working, how fast she was moving,
Uh-huh.
the charisma that you actually have charisma behind the bar, but also the skills to actually be fast environment. And no, most people has it.
Uh-huh.
And with her, when I saw her, I'm like, nah, you are more than
And
barra.
what competition was this that he was trying to refer you to?
He was trying to get me to this competition called Speed Rack. And this is an all-woman competition. Everything's speed there. And back in the day, not now, because I'm a little slow now. Back in the day, like, I was super fast. Like, I mean, think about you have to take care of 200 people all at once. And this is a lounge. So this is like you come in and everybody just wants to drink. Like, that's all they want. And I was the only bartender with a bar back. Or I have another bartender with me. So it was just two of us taking care of like 200 to 300 people at once.
Oh.
And this is Enya or this is
This is Enya.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Enya. So once he told me, I was like, you know what, this is not my thing. I never really thought that it was a career behind, bartending in general until he opened up that doorway of like me looking in like, oh shit, there is more to this.
Mhm.
I can curse, right?
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, of course.
I was like, yeah. And he, once I said no, we started to get to know more about each other personality wise. He said, why don't you come to my house? Let's do some like R&D. R&D is just research and development and getting to try syrups,
getting
to
drunk.
make things.
Dude, I saw
And getting
that.
drunk.
Research and drunk.
How
And
did you
drunk.
guys? How did you guys find out what flowers you guys could eat? Because I seen you guys throwing
Edible.
flowers on these drinks, and I'm like, dude, how do you know what
Yeah, I
flowers?
just go on the
Research.
street. I'm just like, this looks good, and then
Yeah.
put a daisy in my, probably get poisoned. I don't
Well,
know.
it's research. A lot of people do actually put flowers that are poisonous, and they don't
Oh.
even understand it. They're like, "Oh, this is pretty. We could put it." But everything in our cocktails needs to be edible. At least in my opinion, everything
Of
that
course,
you should
yeah.
put in food and cocktails, you should be safe to eat it.
What flowers have people in the past put in their drinks that should not have been in there?
Baby's breath.
Baby's breath.
Yeah,
What is-
that should not be in there.
Really?
Yeah.
You could buy that at Cermac.
You can buy that at Sarmac, and
Oh,
a lot of
shit.
people put it in bouquets for
Tonys.
the wedding.
Tonys.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful flower. Don't get me wrong. And like I used once, not in the cocktail, but outside, just for pictures.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's not like a flower to put in a drink and to consume. So then right now everybody kind of knows the edible flowers, and the orchid is like one of the most popular edible flower to use for everyone. But everything that once we create cocktails, we have to research every single
Yeah.
ingredient.
Oh,
that we
nice.
put in
Something
the
I
cocktails.
noticed, bartender, something I want to be, trying to make something bougie or something different. They put dry ice. I'm scary of when people use dry ice.
Really?
Not everybody knows how to use
Because
that.
That's
Are
you
guys
can
familiar?
actually die.
That could explode. No.
No,
No.
you can actually
The nitrous oxide.
yeah, so it actually can get through your throat, stop, and you stop breathing. You
Oof.
I
cannot.
mean, like
Scary.
a little tiny
Yeah.
speck of it goes through your throat.
Yeah.
It'll freeze your tonsils and it'll
What?
like close your throat.
Man, that's so new fear unlocked. just out of nowhere. I'm
we,
not gonna
we
mess with
used
that
nitrous
anymore.
oxide last year for the Halloween thing.
Yeah, we did. Thankfully, we're still here.
Yeah. So we put a little bit of nitrous just to get the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
So last year we did around this time for Halloween we did like a little
Yeah,
Halloween.
we were just messing around.
We were just messing around, just looked up some cocktails that we make, and then being that we don't know nothing about cocktails, we just gave it a shot. Hey, put this much, all about while having a conversation. So
You did like a solid or a liquid?
it was a solid.
It was a solid.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have to be careful.
Oh man, that would have been that would have been nice.
bad.
That would have been good to know.
No, but I
Now we know though. I mean,
of course.
it's
should have had you guys sign a waiver. Fuck.
Been a lawsuit right there.
All right, so then you didn't do the competition.
I didn't do that one specifically, but I'm always one to kind of go with the flow, and whatever feels right, I kind of go with it.
yeah.
So the second one was the Espolón tag team competition, and he brought it. He's like, I need you to be my tag team.
Tag team.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Do y'all have belts? Are there championships?
We almost. We
That's
came
awesome.
in second place.
Oh man.
Actually, we won, but
Yeah, he keeps on saying.
Oh really? Y'all
Yeah.
got rigged.
Why do you say?
Honestly.
Why do you guys say you lost, or like why do you guys say that you won and then you didn't?
because we were faster and we were putting the show while we're because Spolon competition is about like of course technique, present, but also the charisma show, and we were doing that. We did faster. Our cocktails were kind of similar that actually judges said, but I was like, okay, if we put the show, people were screaming our name, and we make the whole environment and everyone that actually expect us to win, and the other team, I would say they didn't serve it, but they were like, okay, if we're so, tight,
Mhm.
what's make the difference?
Right.
The other scenarios, what's the show, the timiness, the fast, and because like she was saying before, she was way too fast, and that we were like, we can beat this, and
We were
and
the crowd
I
favorite,
cried
yeah.
though, I cried,
Yeah,
I cried because
Yeah.
it was our first competition together,
Yeah.
and actually, and it was really meaning for me,
Yeah.
because I knew the potential that she could actually make it, and for me it was little something that it hurt because was expecting maybe a little something more, or maybe
And I wasn't. And I told you, I'm like super proud of what we did because this was my first
don't know.
live competition. So the competition itself is in a hall. It's Italia Hall. This is not like a little thing. This is a huge thing. You know, we have people, crowds, like stairs and chairs and like all these crazy
It's
things
like
happening.
fucking Golden Ramsay's kitchen or something.
Yeah, it's like
that?
huge. It's like
Okay.
huge, you know. And then you have to do the live competition right there and then. So you messed up. Like it is what it is, right? We were actually the underdogs. If you don't remember, like we submitted everything, and we were not chosen originally to
yeah.
do the competition, and then some group backed down, and we were the next one in line.
Okay.
So-
Oh wow! So you guys were on reserve, and
Yeah,
then
Oh,
we were in
yeah.
the back,
And y'all took
yeah.
it to second
And we all
place.
took it to
We
second
won.
place, but
And y'all,
won.
yeah.
We won.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, from
No,
there,
I love
mean,
that.
it's like he says, our charisma. That whole contest was all about like fun and energetic, and I was so nervous. He gave me like 3 shots before the competition started because I was so nervous. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I'm like, I get socially anxiety. Like, I don't know, you know. And he's like, you got this. Just think you're Barraeña. You're just like fast. Like, you got this, right? And then it just naturally came out when we were on stage. I think he made me feel very comfortable being on stage, and then he had my back. Like, I think at one point he like squeezed me in my like arm.
I don't know if you remember this, but when we were doing the R&D, I told her like use the jigger because she was like ghetto and ghetto. She didn't.
For people that don't know that are ghetto back out there.
Oh, the
what
jigger
is
is a measurement for the bartender. So actually, half ounce is half ounce. 1 ounce is 1 ounce. You can see how the bar they're like free pouring crazy and
Oh,
You
okay.
have
what
one.
they're
Yeah.
doing.
You have one. It's like a little measuring tool.
two-sided cup thing.
Right, that we measure, and professionals use it just to make sure that each cocktail is like measured correctly,
Gotcha,
and the
gotcha.
flavor profile is
At
balanced.
first, she was like, "No, you
I'm
know my
not that
skills
bartender."
and that, blah blah." I'm like, "Use the jigger. You want to be
Yeah.
consistent? Use the jigger.
I
Use the
wasn't that-
fucking jigger."
Yeah, and I wasn't that bartender. I came from Enya. Like, I'm fast for a reason. Not because I was measuring everything. I was just free pouring, and free pouring is just don't use any tools at all. You're just kind of
You're
doing-
counting,
winging
air
it,
counting.
right?
But my count, and we did like a little contest in his house when we were doing R&D. My count is exactly the same as
Oh,
his
yeah.
when he
Oh,
was
shit.
using his jigger. So it's kind of like, okay, cool, I get it. I get you want to look professional, but at the same time, at the moment of the competition, he goes like, free pour, do it, just
Oh,
do
so
it.
cancel it.
Cancel
Cancel
it.
it.
Yeah, because he liked the
that.
show, because it was a show, right? Like we
Right.
were supposed to entertain
I
people,
was like, "Caro,
and so
don't use the jigger." She
like-
was, look at me like,
let it go. He's like, let it go, just free pour. And I'm like, oh, okay, this,
Nice,
this is my
yeah.
thing. Like, let's do this. You know,
Right.
we actually have a cool ass picture with me free pouring that the professional photographer around there was taking. So I really
Nice.
enjoyed that.
and I was gorgeous.
Right, right, right.
No,
This was a costume thing. We had to do.
Oh, it was a costume
Yeah, we
thing.
had to do like a theme. We had
Yeah.
to set up our theme as a team, and we did the Adelitas. And if you guys are not familiar with that, it's pretty much in the War of Mexico, like the women that
Revolucion.
were like in Revolucion, the women were actually fighting the war. So like you'll see them with like long skirts, the rifle, the bullets,
Oh,
the
shit.
rifles.
It's pretty
Okay.
So
badass.
we did that, and he dressed up as a woman.
Oh,
And his
dressed up as a
inspiration
woman?
was
That's
me. Literally, his inspiration was me. He put like melons inside of his
Oh,
shirt.
dude. Oh, dude. Good touch.
Yeah, and then he had a blonde wig, and I'm like, I don't know how to feel about it.
I was gorgeous.
What did the other team have? What was their theme?
Oh, there was Vikings. There was the ones that I really liked was like a voodoo. They were a couple, and they were voodoo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah, and
The
then
New
those were
Orleans
super
stuff.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
they did
sick.
a whole show. I mean, they did the sand throwing and the skulls
wow.
and I
Oh,
really liked
shit.
that. I was like, ooh, that. So that for me, that was the best team.
Did
when
they
it comes
were
to
they
things.
first place? The
They
Voodoos?
no,
Oh.
they got what's it?
The two guys, they were like just like
The romantic.
the
ones.
romantic
Yeah.
The Romantics won first place.
Yeah.
Yes.
What the?
It was like like those white
White.
shirts with the button ups.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The rose. And
Oh,
like romantics,
what?
like
Yeah,
romantic.
You're talking
yeah,
about
like
the
some-
tango guy.
But that was their theme. They won.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a pretty
Yeah,
good
they did
job. I
pretty-
mean, I honestly, I told him, I'm like, this is by far the funnest thing
It was
I've ever
fun.
done.
How many
dope.
years ago was
sounds
that?
Fun.
This was a long time.
Damn. Damn.
I mean, I guess it's due time for another
Long
one.
time
Right.
ago. I mean,
But you're not as fast, you said, anymore.
I'm not as fast, but I mean, we're like mostly
She's smarter.
stressed. I think we're stressed. We're more professional on the level of when it comes to bartending. I run bar programs.
Uh-huh.
It's more desk work. It's more,
Nice, okay.
more files, more admin, more things like that on my end. He's still rocking the bar.
Nice,
Like this
nice.
guy is never gonna like leave the bar. He loves it.
So to follow up with that, I know my friend works in the hospitality business. He said that everybody gets along. Is the mixology scene different? Is everybody competitive or what?
First, I have to say this. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I don't. For me, honestly, I don't like the term mixology.
Okay,
Mixologist.
okay.
I think that a lot of people that are kind of cocky about it. They make 2 drinks and I'm a mixologist. So this is the whole scene in when it comes to like the aspect of the hospitality of the bar industry. Sometimes people they don't know shit about cocktails and I'm a mixologist. Like really, motherfucker? Like really? And that's why actually I've been trying. Pretty much the industry has been trying to change that.
Okay.
That's why now I changed my name to bar chef.
Bar chef.
Okay.
Sick.
Because literally because we spend more time sometimes in the kitchen.
And that's something that me and him have both in common. We literally just spend our time in the kitchen for the most part.
Nice.
Yeah, and I mean, there's different. He doesn't like the word, but there's different levels to like the cocktail world. And it's like what I just did an interview, and I was like, there's room for everyone. You know,
Oh,
from
yeah.
like the beginners to the intermediate to people that want to be mixologists are just like mixing things here and there. They're elevating their craft, and then people like us that we spend our life in the kitchen. So it's like we're more of the bar chef area. So it's kind of like there's different categories, and I think there's room for everyone. And we just need to be nicer.
Oh,
And then with that
Like,
said, how do you
I
feel?
like drama.
He really
chisme.
does. He likes controversy, so I don't know. Maybe we need to cut his mic at some point.
well, with what you said, that everybody has their own level. There's introductions to like everybody from beginners to end. What do you think about the bar programs that they have, like to pay to get your bar license or your bartender license? Do you think that's even worth it for somebody that just wants to get into the bar scene?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that. The bartending license is just a given. It's a must. It's something that you have to do to also be aware of the legalities of serving alcohol. Because yeah, it is all fun and games. Yeah, we do get people fucked up and all that stuff, but we are responsible for these people's lives. So we do that. License is very, very important for everyone to take. Like the second that you touch that bottle of alcohol, like you need to have a license. Like there's no going around that.
Because sometimes, if like this, look at this scenario. Like if you get something drunk and he kills someone driving drunk, you legally are responsible. Or you're going to jail because you put him drunk. So that's a lot of legal behind just pouring alcohol or
Yeah.
booze.
Oh yeah.
Because you
I guess
didn't cut him off earlier.
Yeah, exactly. We have to actually be. I love to say that like bartenders are psychologists, they're doctors at some point. Not obviously in the more medical field, but we need to make sure that we read people correctly, right? If I'm
Right.
talking to you and if you're speaking to me, and everybody's level of intoxication is so different, I can't judge based on the drink, how many drinks I pour for you and stuff like that. But there is a lot of like little rules and boundaries and sets and stuff like that that you need to learn in order for you to serve alcohol to someone.
Wow. It goes deep then.
Oh yeah,
More than meets the
definitely.
eye
We're
for sure,
professionals.
yeah.
We're professionals. We are fun and games, and everything that everybody sees is fun and games. But the back end of everything is we are educated. We are knowledgeable for sure.
So this whole R&D thing that worked out for you guys, I mean, are you guys proud of the concoctions? Do you guys ever like repeat the drink from like the beginning days and try to master it, or?
Oh, for sure. I think I had one cocktail. You had that
Yeah.
mezcal. No, the corn old fashioned.
Next Amal.
Yeah, he had a cocktail that he was working for years. Like he
Years.
started out really good. I tasted. I was like, oh, it's delicious, but his level of intricacy and complexity changed with the years of experience that he
okay.
had. Same thing with me. I had certain cocktails that cool. It starts great. It starts good in your idea, but the more knowledge that you have, the more ways
Technique.
that you work techniques. It becomes a lot better. That one cocktail that was like good is like, what the hell now?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
into the most elevated thing in the world.
Let me just say, I'm mind blown, dude, by this because like they spend years trying to figure out a taste profile for a cocktail.
Yeah, I can't even pronounce some of the half the shit that I'm trying to order. So like,
And on top of that, I'm going to the bar or the lounge or whatever you guys want to call it, the cocktail lounge, whatever you guys want, and I'm just ordering whatever they put on the menu. Little do I know, these guys spend years mastering that drink.
it's an art, right? It's an art.
Definitely.
It's an
I
art.
just spent 3 days doing one cocktail, just R&D in one cocktail.
Nice,
One.
nice.
That's it.
I respect the craft though, because you have to be just the intricacy and how you inject just the different elements, ingredients, taste, and all that. That's very like I could absolutely
Yeah, I
appreciate
mean, we
that
learn all
because-
that stuff also from the chefs that we worked with. Back in the
Yeah.
day, like back when we
That's
started.
actually this are our beginners.
Yeah, like
our
our-
mentorship was mostly back of the house, front of the house, like
culinary
Oh, wow.
because
yeah,
like
culinary.
yeah, back in the day, so bartenders were not taken as serious as they are now.
Uh-huh.
Our craft was not taking that professional level. We were just like, oh, we're making margaritas, cosmopolitans, martinis, whatever it is, right? But nowadays we have this level of professionalism that people are now acknowledging our work, and the more professional we are, the more acknowledged we get. And one of the coolest things, at least for me,
Thank you.
it's the Netflix show, the Drink Masters. A lot of people didn't like it, but I loved it. But that to me shows that our industry, our level of industry, which is cocktailing, it just got more serious. People were like looking at us like, oh shit, this is what they do? I thought they were just pouring alcohol and juice, like no.
And that's what I was trying to say. Like people don't appreciate the art. I mean, like me, I used to go to the bar just to get drunk. Yo, let me get a fucking cranberry vodka back in the day.
Yeah.
So don't get mad at
That's
me.
his drink right now. That is his drink.
He lied. He's setting me up.
I don't even have a drink.
Your
so
Vegas bombs?
Who am
Did
I
you
to say?
Yeah,
No,
you probably
no.
drink Vegas bombs.
He did. His face. Of course he did.
It
What kind of a
good.
drink does he look like though?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What kind of a drink is he?
No, but we're talking.
Paloma. He had a Paloma face.
Okay.
For me,
Cantarito Paloma.
I honestly say Vegas bomb because for me, you have a Vegas bomb face.
A Vegas bomb?
I served a lot of those in Enya, so I could literally see like
Ding.
Vegas bomb.
Vegas
dude.
bomb
Next
right
place
there.
we're out, I'm getting you a Vegas bomb.
That sounds like fuck boy. That's what it is, dude.
I mean, I didn't say all that. That was a youth.
You
thing.
filled in the rest. You filled in the rest there.
But what you call it? Where were we, man? Before you interrupted
You're gonna
me?
ask something.
Oh yeah, so people don't appreciate the craft of just going to a cocktail bar because sometimes they don't want to spend those $15 or $16.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they have to understand why it's expensive, right? I mean, obviously, the economy sucks nowadays. Now, these $15 cocktails are now $16 to $18.
Yeah.
Now they're not $15 no more.
Mhm.
$15 is cheap, FYI,
Mm.
nowadays,
Right.
you know? But the level of, like you guys say, like the days, the years, and the knowledge that we have, like all of that it gets put into a glass.
Yeah.
And we're also not giving you spirits that are cheaply made or spirits that taste like gasoline. We're actually also doing research on these spirits.
No Julasco alcohol.
Well, I mean, some of them are good. It's fine. But
Oh,
it's
okay,
it's just a
alright.
research based on independent spirits, Like you have to actually see, do they add artificial sugars? Do they add colorings? Do they add, any extra artificial flavorings?
Or the
things like
family owned
that.
or the tradition they have behind it. It doesn't have to be Mexican, but the other spirit, like when it comes to other regions, have to be acknowledged why they're making it, what's the reason, flavor profile,
Yeah,
how can
their
you
passion behind the
it.
product.
How I love when actually she makes a cocktail representing a country or something. I love something of her, like she puts the brain, cocktail, tradition, boom, and she make a cocktail out of tradition.
Wow.
It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
Mexican. It shows the knowledge and the respect, of course, that we put in every cocktail.
And that's going back to your question, like, why do people feel like they need to pay $15 to $18 a cocktail? And it's that, like,
Because I have
we're
to pay my
giving
rent.
you, yeah, but we're giving you, like, all of our passion, our culture, our love in a glass, and then some people feel it. I have people that follow me since I was 21 that I had nothing to do, like I didn't even know what the hell I was doing,
Yeah.
from there to now, and they appreciate every single step of my growth.
And
So-
during COVID, you were
phenomenal.
doing deliveries, right?
I was. I was
Yeah.
one of the
Oh,
first
correct.
bartenders that did bar to go cocktail kits.
Yeah, she was
And
doing that.
mine's were different. I actually had this interview too. It was really nice.
It was real fancy, dude. I never got one because of COVID. But
Yeah, I
people
mean,
were
It
trying to
was
get
clean,
reason
drunk.
to
okay?
get
I
one.
never had COVID during that
No,
lockdown.
that would have been a reason to get one though.
Yeah, no, and then my kids were actually fun because
Yes.
they were interactive.
Yes.
And I don't want to say I save a lot of marriages, but I did want to say that these couples, these married couples, they will send me videos, and the videos they sent me were the cutest things in the world. They were literally fighting against each other, and this is lockdown. Okay, this is
is
when
before
like
TikTok.
people were and then no, this is during TikTok.
Oh, yeah?
TikTok exploded because everybody had nothing to do.
I was just
You
bored at
know?
home.
But me, I'm just like I like to interact with people no matter what. So that was rough on us because
Yeah.
like we love to be social. So that was a little traumatic. But outside of that, I got those videos and they were like fighting with each other, but in the most cutest ways. Like, no, Carolina doesn't shake this cocktail like that. Carolina doesn't do this. You have to do it like Carolina. And I'm over here like, this is cute. I like this.
Oh, wow.
And I have like literally a lot of couples that were saying like, you made our quarantine super fun.
That's beautiful.
You know,
Yeah, her
because they
cocktails
got
were
they got to like work
interactive and really
together.
good.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then also my garnish, like it was like a little puzzles that they have to like put together in order for
Oh.
them to put a garnish together.
That's clever.
And it was the funniest thing. If I could share those videos, I don't because it's private. But if I could share those videos, that would be nice. But that made me very, very happy. And then he had a to-go cocktail kit as well that made his stamp, actually, that I was really proud of.
Really?
Tell us about that.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So back in COVID quarantine, and you and actually didn't get the benefits, so I was have to hustle whatever they could actually make. And then I actually remember that I used to work this bar all the way on Northwest Highway,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in the suburbs, you know. And on the pandemic, COVID doesn't exist, so they were just fuck the world, and we're gonna drink. So they were actually open, and I remember that I see this lady carrying tacos and a cocktail.
Okay.
I'm like, what if I can combine both?
Whoa. You're talking about cocktail taco?
Cocktails.
That's what he called it.
Cocktail.
Cocktails.
Cocktails.
Cocktails. It literally
How
has
is it? Yeah, how
the
is
taco
the
cocktails.
setup? Oh, wow.
So it was actually brainstorming
gotta
and how to actually create that. Like I seen it before that people trying to make something like they call it like taco al pastor or something like that because only have the achote flavor, like al pastor flavor. But dude, if you're gonna call it taco, needs tortilla.
Okay.
Without tortilla is no taco.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
True.
And
True.
this
So
is
it
where
makes
our
it-
skill set comes into play because the skill that he uses for that is called the fat washing process, and that's taking out any fat content from anything. It could be olive oil, it could be the meat, it could be whatever,
Wow.
and we strip it off, we infuse
that,
it, and
yeah.
then we filter it. So we get the taste of the fat and the taste of the flavor, but we don't get that little like chunkiness
Oily,
and the oily
right?
thing. Yeah, you just
Ooh.
get the taste. That's it. And
Wow.
it's a clean palate.
So then I create a tortilla liquor. So
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
They don't make that.
no,
Dude, what are you doing, man?
You could be sitting on like a
I'm
billion.
I'm sitting like here like to see when I had enough money to actually create it.
Patent
Okay.
pending, y'all.
And-
Don't touch his shit. Patent
And-
pending.
Copyrighted.
It's copyrighted
Copyrighted.
actually.
Copyright.
Yeah, there you go.
So-
Protected.
It's protected. I actually have my own the Instagram for my cocktails back in the day, and then actually I made it. Actually helped me to create the whole lineup, my menu.
Nice.
So I had a taco al pastor, taco de carnitas, taco de nopales,
Wow.
Korean barbecue, kimchi, taco, and what else I had? The tamal de lote old fashioned,
Wow.
and it was
The
a
kimchi one was my favorite. It was so good.
and it was something that I was like, okay, I have to, because it was a brainstorming, like, I need to create something different.
Now I see why you're always in the kitchen. You're coming out with these alcoholic drinks that just taste like food.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
go. Sorry.
So that's actually,
That's dope.
that's back in the day, like, we were doing R&D also. I was the first one to create the mole old fashioned.
Mole old fashioned.
Yeah, so it now it become more popular because they put the mole beaters. I'm like, no, to actually have mole, so it have the blend of the chiles, chocolate, and that's how I was the first one to make the mole old fashioned.
Wow.
Now people are selling that. So when I started doing the cocktails, creating my own tortilla liquor and combining flavors, infusions, she was saying all about technique. How can I put this? And also, keyword in the bar industry, also in life, balance. It had to be a balanced cocktail. If not, you're fucking up. If you're putting too much al pastor flavor, the fuck is, you won't feel the tortilla.
It's overpowering.
Mm.
So
He also made his own salts too. to
Well,
pair
also-
with the-
also-
the
also-
cocktail.
Oh God. Let's
you
Like
know,
a whole
you know,
thing.
go.
Like, we
Let's
all
you
go.
did
know,
a whole thing.
you know that of course tacos need salsas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
of course.
yes, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How you call sal in English? Salt.
salt.
Yeah.
Salsas.
So he put salt and
Salsa.
sauce.
Salsa.
So he put it
Salsas.
together. Yeah.
Wow. Clever. Wow.
Yeah.
Salsa.
Yeah.
That's clever. Holy
So
shit.
like salt.
salsas.
Salsas. So when I put actually the salts, salsas so I could put in the rim on the tacos.
Yeah.
Instead of, just the salsa.
Wow.
So
That's
it
crazy.
was something that actually concept. I think one day if I open something little or someone wanna
Pop-ups,
Sponsor-
man.
sponsor
Pop-ups.
me.
Dude, yeah, dude. Wow.
and
we were talking about it. I think like one of when we talked is like if we open something, it's gonna be between the both of us because we have the same mentality and the same techniques of how to execute a cocktail with just two different personalities.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
And I am more of a hard ass. Like I do all his admin work.
Yeah.
Like he's just like the fun one.
Yeah.
Like he's just like over there having a blast, you know, with his taco cocktail. I did his menu and he's like, just make it Mexican. And then I'm like, I don't know, like, what
I
does
sent her a
that
picture of the,
mean?
the three menus on the Mexico. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I want something like this.
Yeah,
And
so
she's
he's like, it's the grocery stores, the ones that they paint,
Oh,
like with the
sick.
big numbers.
Yeah, I know
and they put
exactly
that-
what you're talking about.
So I was
Yeah.
like, he's like, just make it like this, and I said, okay, cool. Like here I am, graphic designer. I was like, I'll add that in my resume, sure. I guess.
Oh, sick.
You know, but I love to see him succeed. You know, he opened up a lot of like of this world to me. Like
Uh-huh.
I want him to succeed more. You know, so like on both of our ends, we're just kind of like back and forth on it.
Okay, cool.
I was about to say, like, I wish I had something.
No, hey, if you guys can, make sure you guys send this to me so I can.
Oh,
everybody
sick.
else
That
can-
looks awesome.
So everybody can see what we're looking at right now.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
for sure. I
Very
forgot
dope.
what it looks like.
Very dope. Yeah, we'll pop that up.
I was like, hold on, let me see. But yeah, no, this was a fun quarantine thing. I think we both actually got closer together during quarantine because of this, the cocktail kits. We were talking about how to like, you know, market it, how to, and this is all new to us because
Uh-huh.
we work for someone else.
Right.
You know, we work for restaurants, we work for other people that have taken care of, that went to school for business, that went to school for marketing. that-
Uh-huh.
you know, a whole ass team. I have a whole ass team right now.
Mhm.
You know, but during that time, we both were just like, let's figure it out. Let's see how are we gonna create cocktails like menus, you know?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
How do we do our own logos? How do we market it? How do we do this? How do we sell? And so we learned a lot, and I think we got closer and closer towards that process. Like I literally say he's like my brother from another mother.
That's phenomenal. Yeah.
My sister.
That's
my
dope.
hermana.
That is awesome.
And something that actually mostly unite us is because we come in from the street. Like
Right.
we're in. I didn't learn from this high volume or fancy cocktail bar, or I have this mentorship of this fancy person.
No, you were a dishwasher.
So I was a dishwasher. My first bar it was Las Islas Marias, high volume.
And if anybody knows Isla Marias, you know, outside it doesn't look pretty, but inside it's another story.
So it was like the same Unidos, like the same story, like coming from something that people sometimes didn't expect us greatness from us,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and now we're here, motherfuckers.
We're always the
guys.
underdogs.
Hell yeah.
I feel
Hell
like
yeah.
everything that we do, we're always the underdogs. You know,
Yeah.
like they don't really expect much from us, which is great. I love that actually, because then when we hit hard.
Oh, absolutely.
you
and
know,
doesn't it
like-
fuel you more though? Like gives you
Yeah.
that extra added
Something that-
fire.
But see, this is the thing is that like with us, we're humble. We're not like over here like I want to be the best. I want to be doing this. I want to, we actually take care of more people than we take care of ourselves. We train more people to lift themselves up, to see like he said, he came from a dishwasher. I'm just training one of mine, to actually become a bartender. And then this girl is like, she came from Ecuador like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she has been the most progressive person that I've ever seen. And her drive and her fire reminded me of what we did back in the day. Because sometimes when you get older, you like kind of forget like that hustle, that struggle.
Hmm.
And then you like come into place with like someone that was like that, like with me. And then I'm like, this is the reason why I do the things that I do.
Nice.
I love to see people win for the most part. And like I said, there's room for every single person in this industry. Everybody has such a different style.
For me, something that pushed me was like after, of course, Las Islas Marias, I moved my bar to bar, and then at the age of 25, it was my first running bar program, and it was with Rojo Usano. It was a
Ryan Lawrence.
What's
Ryan
that?
Lawrence.
Lozano.
Yeah, right
so I
there,
opened
yeah.
that. It was my whole menu, and it was my first bar program.
That is that he did specialize in cocktails.
Yeah.
So
That was your
cocktails?
cocktail menu.
Those are mine.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was when I was kind of like 25. Yeah, I was 25. And something funny that that's actually where my nickname comes, Luigi. The chef Dolly Nieto, he's like, oh, I'm Luis Estrada. Oh, Luigi de Parma. I'm like, no, Luis Estrada. Luigi de Parma. Fuck is wrong with him? The
Well,
fuck?
he gave you the name.
Oh, he gave me the name, and then I started calling me Luigi. But something I learned that is also culinary techniques because he's really renowned Mexican chef,
Mhm.
and also he was the first person actually tell me like, hey, you know what's mezcal? I'm like, the fuck.
Tequila.
I know what's tequila, but I know it's from Mexico. So my knowledge of mezcal was really because we're talking about like 8 years ago. Mezcal
Yeah, mezcal wasn't popular.
It wasn't popular, and he
Right.
brought me to. He's from Puebla.
And this is funny because now he's like the specialist of agaves. So like this
wow.
is funny how
Yeah.
he started. This is when you're like, oh, like also the margarita. He didn't know how to make a margarita back in the day, and then we always like just give him shit for it because it's just funny now, But everybody starts there. Like when you
Gotcha,
feel like
gotcha.
you're like I don't know. Like you don't know what the hell you're doing because obviously you're just starting.
Fake it
You're
till you
not
make it.
gonna know what you're doing.
No?
And eventually
Knowledge.
and then eventually you're gonna go with the experience and you're gonna get better. So a lot of people that get embarrassed for the way that they start, like I feel like they should not. That's the
No.
root of it, and then you're gonna just
You're just
Go
gonna
up.
progress.
Time.
as
that's
you-
all you're gonna do.
And something
yeah.
that always your competition is not the one you're looking for. Like your competition is yourself. The only
Definitely so.
thing you have to watch is yourself, and you will see how much you're gonna advance just putting your competition through you than looking to others because it's the most. That's how I learned. Like I stopped like looking to people and I started looking my own competition, and that was pretty much when it comes into I got into the agave world. It was because it was this güerito teaching me about Mexico. How the fuck happened? Like why a güerito is telling me how Mexico tastes? What's agave? Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
He takes that
cannot.
into big assault.
It was like
He's
it
like-
actually pushing me
Yeah.
to even though I cannot travel to Mexico.
Uh-huh.
We're dreamers. We have the DACA.
Uh-huh.
So it was like I cannot go to Mexico, but now with technology, you can do all the research you need.
You need, yeah, everything's
So
at the pop
I
of
was
your
looking
hands.
videos, reading books, something that I never thought of my life, like buying books.
Uh-huh.
Like you know how I went to Calvin Park. My GPA, don't laugh, to graduate it was 1.4.
Fuck.
Ooh, wow.
you're
I
good,
don't
but-
believe that.
Yeah,
I don't
that's hard.
That's pretty
Mine
hard
was
to believe.
1.9.
1.9.
Yeah,
Wow.
but you know
One.
what it
That-
is,
I
and
don't
this is the
remember
thing
mine.
that I always say, like when it comes to the schooling system, like we don't really learn life lessons. We don't really learn based
Oh,
on
man.
individuality.
We went to
No, you don't.
CPS.
We
You
went
learn
to
how to
CPS.
yeah, it's
Yeah, and then ours is we're creative. We're not like a nerd, like we're not like someone that's like understands books that easily.
Mhm.
We create. We have hands. Like that's what we do. And as an adults, we learn to do that. But obviously, growing up, we're like lost. We're like,
Oh, absolutely.
oh my
yeah.
god, we're dumb. Like things and that. But no, it's like some people just learn differently, and it's okay.
And I think
you'll figure it out.
the most important thing is finding your passion. I think when you find your passion, you don't like reading book through book doesn't seem like
Like
You're
you're
not
reading a
reading.
book.
I can
yeah.
read a
Yeah,
like, I can
you're-
read a fucking book. Like
Right.
when I was in high school, I didn't like fuck this.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
It's
And
something that you want to learn.
You want
Yeah.
to. That's
Like,
why
it's
actually
something that you need to learn.
pushing me
Yeah.
to always learn from the different types of agaves, terroir, water, and like she was saying, like I'm really renowned when it comes to the agave world in Chicago because I push myself to get that certain knowledge. And I'm happy, like, and finally, I don't need a güerito to tell me about Mexico because now I can
And
do.
that's what drives
No,
him.
yeah,
And
that-
that's
He just
something-
doesn't like people telling him about his home country.
I can,
Like literally, that drives him to
Yeah.
anything. like
Like,
if it's
what you're
someone
in the-
outside of your country, like no. Let
No,
me
like,
tell
let
you.
me say where
stop
I'm
you real
from,
quick.
right?
I came from there. Yeah.
You can take appreciation. You can even take some flavor, but you will never feel it. Like you will never. How can I say this? Like not too bad. Like you will never how actually represent how we can feel represented in Mexico.
Mm,
Like you
mm.
can like
Oh, hell no. I don't even
no.
like.
that's what I was talking about. Like
I told you that he
that
likes
guy-
controversy. I told
like
you.
like
Right? The guy?
I know. Yeah, I know of him.
Yeah, so this guy is like a Mexican, but in white skin.
Wait, he's Mexican?
no.
Oh,
But,
good.
he-
Yeah, yeah.
but he's a lot more Mexican than most Mexicans because he goes to Mexico, he be tasting everything, and then he be concocting like Mexican dishes. It's just
I mean, this
I don't know, right?
this
It's
is
like-
the thing about that.
okay.
Like specifically about that, and this is why we share the same idea and the same passion behind that.
but different personalities.
But different personalities are more respectful.
I'm not.
He's not. He's like, I don't care. But when it comes to that, my issue is going to professional chefs that are not from Mexico. They're going to Mexico and learning these private recipes, these family recipes for generations,
Mhm.
and they're learning from the poorest people, you know, like, and that's where their flavor comes from.
And the poorest people are the most humble ones. They will give you everything for nothing, just because they feel
love it. You know, they love it. They love to share it. We're just like that. We're just that culture. We'll love to share it. Like, you know, I'll give you a recipe that's been my grandma's recipe forever, you know, whatever it is. The problem is that when it comes to a professional setting and you don't give credit where it's due, on top of the credit, like, at this point, even fuck the credit. If you don't give them the business opportunity that they're due for, because of them is the reason why you're so popular with the Mexican cuisine era, you know? And I don't see them being chefs. I don't see them, you know, opening their own restaurants. You know, I don't see these like señoras that are like making handmade tortillas, you know, having their own stand, their own house. Like, these people live in poverty, and, you know, for me, it's taking advantage, and I don't like that. So I'm in that stand. He just hates people being cultural.
Cultural appropriation.
It is what it is.
For me, it's like, you know, by all, like you said, like, let's learn from each other. It's okay. It's great. She shared something with you. Okay, amazing. Do something for her, because you're clearly wealthy at this point. You clearly made your name and your stamp in Mexican cuisine. Help the people that helped you learn, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where I stand. Not that provocative, but
Wait, that guy was going to like little villages and asking the old ladies for recipes.
Well, it's more so like a travel thing. There's a documentary of him. If you guys could go watch it. I think I only watched like 10 minutes of it, and then I was like over it. Just because of that. And then he does have organizations, and I hate bringing the names. You shouldn't ever bring names out. But like, you know, he does have organizations that help. And
that's a short
like
right there.
Oh, I hate that.
I
know that controversy. Yeah.
Something fun story with him. It was like because it's this huge event of mezcal. It's called They bring so many brands, and there's so many mezcal involved, and that in the first hour everyone is drunk, like literally.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Because it's just a tasting, and you know, after 8, 10, 15 tastings,
tastings.
you get drunk.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter how you can handle it.
Because technically, on shot is 1 ounce, right?
Yeah.
So can you imagine 12 tastings?
Yes.
12 shots, bro.
So
even if they're half.
They're half. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're a little
that's still so
that,
like 12 tastings is 6 shots.
6 shots.
like 4 years ago, like actually it was 4 or 5 years ago, I was with my brother and I was drunk and I see walking. I was in the second floor. That was in the Logan Square auditorium. And I was drunk though.
Oh shit.
And they were like, I see walking on this, like on the bottom, and they were like, chingas a tu madre.
What?
I did it.
You know, he has done that to a lot of celebrities in front of me, and I'm mortified. I hide in a corner, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
And everyone stopped. Like, they were looking at me because I was on the second floor. He was on the first floor. Everyone was like,
Se chinga tu madre.
I was like, chingas a tu madre.
When I tell you he's like my
look.
brother, when I tell you he's like my brother, it means that I grab his mouth sometimes and I say, shut the fuck up, bro.
So
like,
actually, my brother did that. Like, my brother would like put the hand in my mouth and was like, stop, cabrón, no mames.
Yeah.
And funny story because I was drunk.
Right.
The next day,
Your TikTok.
Oh, no, wait.
Trending.
I wait because he also owns. And one of my friends is also he was a chef there, and he invited me over to actually taste it and everything.
I see you reacting. I see you reacting over here.
And
Just like,
you stop saying names?
So this chef used to work on
Unscripted.
I get it, but like Jesus, like he's gonna have a lot of backlash. This is my job. See, as a sister, this is my job.
Watch his back.
Okay. So this chef, and then actually, because I was drunk that day, and then next day I was just to cure the hangover. I went to and he was next to me.
what'd you do?
Nothing. They were like, holy shit. And he looked at me. He was like, it was with his wife. He was just like,
It's probably like, remember that time we're at Logan?
Hey, that's the guy that said chinga tu madre.
That was funny.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
He's like one of the many chefs. Like we're just saying him because he has such a personal like vendetta against him.
Yeah.
But like, you know, this is just in general. Like let's just speak in generality. Like, you know, a lot of these like American chefs, I was just gonna say, like they go to all these different countries and they learn the cultural, they learn the food, they learn like the recipes that come from generations. Great. but like give
Pass
them
it forward, right?
something.
Like give credit
You
where
know,
credit's
yeah,
due.
but like that, but give them opportunity. I feel like all these people need opportunity. We come from this humbleness of like, this is what we cook for our family, right? But it's so great that we want to share it for the world. Give them that opportunity to open up that restaurant. Give them the opportunity to write a cookbook. You know, like that is the progressiveness that, at least for me, I want to see in the restaurant hospitality business.
But does everybody have that same mentality as you, or do they see it as a competition?
A few people have it, and I'm grateful for those people, because those few people we can push for that.
Nice.
You know, like it only starts with that. Like we can actually push for that. But it is hard. It is something like when I told them like stop saying names, you know, it's hard because like you don't want to have
Enemies.
You don't want to burn bridges anywhere, especially in this industry. You know, like you never know what your next job comes from. You know, your next opportunity comes from. So like, I never want to burn bridges. You know, but he doesn't give a fuck.
People are gonna be working for him.
Yeah.
I did
They
work
are.
for him for a minute. I didn't like it
For 5 minutes.
for 5 minutes.
But yeah, you know, eventually we'll get better. It's like anything else, you know, in like every category. We all need to start from somewhere, and we just need to get better.
And that's something
Absolutely.
actually like you got like I don't know, you remember like 10 years ago, like the bar Latinos, they were, you know, we're in united. Now we're united. Like finally we see people growing. They have different levels of now we have bar managers, we have area directors, we have more people there, like Latinos standing on certain levels, and that's something that, like she was saying, there are few that have the same mentality. But back in the day, you know, the old guy was, oh, I'm not gonna teach you my skill because you're gonna take my job.
Yeah.
You know, that was the mentality back in the day.
I mean, back in the day, we didn't even have like opportunities. Like, I don't know about like you started as a dishwasher, I started as a barista and stuff like that. We all got our foot in the hospitality world, but when it came to the bar world, it was a completely different thing. People were gatekeeping, you know, people
And
were
that's what I was
not-
asking you. Like, is the
Yeah.
industry like for mixology or bar chefs?
Yeah.
Como dice él, is that just like, is there like competition in there? Or
No,
is it
it's not
friends?
Well,
change.
there's a lot of competition in general, but like I mean, back in the day, it's just not even like the competition
Competition.
against each other. It's more so of the lack of opportunity given from the owners of the restaurants, the hospitality groups of the restaurants, because they didn't see, let's say, a Latino or Latina like being in front of the bar taking care of their guests, right? They had a certain image that they want to portray behind their bar, and that image was exactly the mixology. Like, this is why he hates it. This is why he hates that word, right?
motherfuckers.
It's the mixology like image, you know, the little mustache. You have
Mustache,
to be
full
tall, you have to be
tattoos,
white.
and-
Mostly also man-dominated world as
Yeah.
well. Like, you know, there was very minimum women, and the women that were in the bar industry were in clubs, you know, sexualizing us, you know, a little bit more.
Bottle
And
girls.
selling, you know, selling. So there is categories to this. Like, I mean, the industry just started like that.
And that brings me to the women's network thing you did. How was that? How did you get into that whole women's network with?
Yeah, well, I mean, it became a thing because we were part of a nonprofit organization during COVID.
Nice.
Okay.
And I was at least just, man, like, I always hate this story because like he knows how professional I am, and he knows
Yeah.
that I'm very like this to people, and so he introduced me to the guys that actually created this nonprofit. I wanted to create the nonprofit, but he gave like he sent
he
him
went
over.
he went in there like, hey, this is Carolina. What's
I
up?
was
She's a
drunk.
fucking badass.
Like, I was in my day off. Like, this was when the patios open. Like, if you guys remember, like the restaurants inside we were not able to open,
Yeah.
but the patios were
Outdoors, yeah.
right, outdoors. So I went to this event. It's my day off. I'm like, hey, you know, like I'm just gonna have fun. There was coconut drinks involved, and I was just drinking, right? And I was like with my boyfriend at the time, and we were just drinking. This guy comes in with like two guys, and I just
In
met
suits.
them. No, not in suits. No, they're really dope, and they're like one of our best friends now. But they're also mixologists, and they became from that world.
Bar
But
chefs.
No, they're mixologists.
Sorry, bartenders. Sorry, bartenders. You know,
They're
but
bartenders.
they wanted to create this because a lot of people that work in the industry were they didn't have any documents, right? So they couldn't get the government help that everybody was getting. They didn't get the check that everybody was getting. They got laid off, sure. but how the hell are they supposed to feed their families if the government is also not helping them? You know, so like that was like the strongest thing that they pitched for me when I was like, okay, cool, I'll volunteer. This was just a volunteer work. Plus I was drunk, and then I had these guys in front of me. I'm like, hi, you know, like, but I was like drunk me, and then I gave them a look, and I was like, don't ever do that to me. They're gonna have like the worst impression of me. This is my day off. I'm just hanging out. Like they're like, I'm not working, you know, like this is my day off. So then like we met them. We started just volunteering and trying to like get an event together to raise money. Yeah, to raise money. The first one was in the farm, and we raised a lot of money, and a lot of brands were backing us up. They really enjoyed and they really liked the fact that we were helping our community. As well as
we were in the news.
We were in the news, yeah. So we do have a lot of support, and we really love that. But that helped us even push ourselves even more.
Okay.
And say we can do this, we can help people, you know. So we started with that, and then the networking thing kind of comes into play with all of these like mentality of the nonprofit. I started doing networking events at work now that we started working back again and stuff like that.
You started working with big brands too.
Yeah, no, a lot of the brands like they
for
were
everybody that wants to know, what big brands were you working for, or did you?
There's
did
like a whole list.
He's like, oh, she's got the list. She's got a whole list.
No, it's a whole list, but I love these brands because they supported our idea, and we're not huge, you know, we're not like
Pelotón de la Muerte.
Yeah, he's sponsored. I'm just kidding. No,
actually, I'm the brand ambassador.
Oh,
as well.
there you go. There you go.
That's why he brought that bottle.
Plug it in, dude.
I just brought mi gente because they fucking like are awesome. And, you know. No, but we saw the brands that were actually like supporting us, and then the industry that was like an unspoken industry side, which is all the Latinos or all the minorities in general that like didn't even get the chance to even start working as a bartender. They always had to go from dishwashers to
bar back,
right? Or bar backs. You always see a Latino bar backing all the time.
Right.
And one of the best like drinks that I've ever had in my life came from a bar back. And it's like, why are you not in the front? You know, like this bartender sucks. Like, why are you not like in the front?
Right.
And so that made me realize that it's just the opportunity that was not given. And there's a lot of talented people out there that are either shy, they don't think that they can make it. You know, something like me, I didn't even see that there was a career in this, or they're just not informed because the opportunities were never shown. So we are here to be those people. We are here to open up those doors and those windows and be like, you can do this because we did it. You know?
Awesome.
Someone
Yeah,
quoted me, and I was in this competition, and I was showing. I went to this wine tasting first before the competition, and honestly, I was a little tipsy. I wasn't drunk, but I was tipsy.
I feel like all his stories are tipsy.
I was drunk, and because I was like, I'm gonna release some, stress. I want to feel,
loose a
little bit, and I show up a little tipsy drunk. And this guy, he looked at me and he slapped me. He's also Latino.
He slapped you?
Yeah.
He slapped you?
And something that it got me my attention because we're competing actually each other. So we're not like tag team. We're actually competing to each other. And he slapped me. He like, go wash your face and come back. Because remember, you're before being Luis or Luigi, you're Latino. The way you represent is going to be one more less chance to another Latino in the future. That's when it comes something the lack of opportunity is also because of us. The Latino, he's always drunk at work. They give the chance that he don't care. He's not professional. He's those kind of little things when it comes. She was saying opportunities. It comes because the Latino has the Latinx didn't have those opportunities because they were showing no professional skills, only nightclubs, getting drunk, all kind of stuff. So when it comes, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity than having the opportunity and not be prepared.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So that's when it comes like he was telling me, wash your face and be more because you're not representing the you. Yeah. Think about the next generations. Like, why they're gonna give you a chance, a Latino, you're fucking it up. Like, be more smarter, more professional, so the next generation had more opportunity than you did. Mostly on the bar.
That's why I yell at him all the time.
Yeah.
Because I'm big in that, we have to show up for our people. I mean, thank God right now there is like so much more open-mindedness and like, opportunity for everyone.
Right.
And we're grateful for that, but we're always going to continue to push for more and more and more, just because like, I'm not going to say like we're like the best of the best. No. Right. But there has to be an equality of opportunity between everyone, and then now you have to showcase your professionalism. You have to showcase what your potential is, no matter what color, race, or any gender that you are. You're doing yourself just professionalism. That's it. And that's what we need to start seeing that. We can't be seeing like, oh, you're a woman, you're a Latina, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, I hire you because you fit my concept. You fit like where I'm opening. Like I fit where I fit because I'm a professional, because I'm doing what I'm doing, that's the truth of it. So the representation is always really important to me. And I always want to make sure that we are represented correctly.
I think you guys are doing a phenomenal job, though, just with that mindset. That way, you're paving the way for the younger generations, and at the same time, you're preserving the facade of the professionalism that you mentioned so many times, and just projecting that forward. I think is going to be a good collective result. Like just moving forward in time.
Now, like see more like younger bartenders with so much knowledge that they didn't have
when we were that age.
When they're that age.
That's great, because like the YouTube technology,
I mean,
just
you
like
learn
Google, everything.
Yeah, everything.
And that's why I tell everybody, I'm like, you don't know how to do something, Google it.
Yeah.
Like, like
nowadays there's no excuse for somebody to tell you I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's no excuse now. Dude, who doesn't have a smartphone? Who doesn't have it?
Exactly.
Right?
You want to learn? You can do it yourself.
Yeah,
Back in the day, we didn't have that. The internet just started.
Yeah,
when we were like in high school.
Dial up,
like
AOL,
exactly.
AIM.
Exactly. So it's like
MySpace.
Yeah.
We had to even travel like MapQuest, like everything, and then just
we had to print it out. Yeah. They don't know that pain.
They don't know that.
that.
Everything's so easy and so accessible right now. So it's like, what's stopping you? And if it's a motivation, we have a great group of motivators. Like, let's motivate people. One of the persons, which is why I brought Mi Genta, is because Natasha Sofia is one of those people that were even before us. And she comes from Puerto Rico, and she just gave so much push to the Latin community and just started teaching people. And when I met her, I was like, I want to be like her. Like, that's like, yes, that mentality that woman has, the strength that she has. She was also in the forefront of like any, what is those called? The, not the revolution. Those called like, los, ¿cómo se dice esa madre? Well, I lost the word. But like, those like people that are like stand for something, and then they're out in the field and they're like
Advocate.
protesting.
Okay.
Protesters. There you go. I lost the word. When you're like Spanish and English and you learn both language at the same time, you like tend to lose words.
Yeah, it gets mixed up in the
You're like,
in the
¿qué
brain.
quiero decir? I don't know. But she...
Yo sabo.
Tampoco.
Qué feo.
No, tampoco.
Qué feo.
No, but that's the part of our growing up. Yeah. Like we had to learn both languages at the same time. If not, we were not accepted in one way. We were not accepted in the other way.
Right.
So we were just kind of like those people who were like, okay. So now Spanglish is my thing. Like,
that's
I don't care.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget how to say yellow in Spanish. And I'm like, how the fuck do you say that? Like,
Amarillo.
But then it comes to me, I'm like, what the fuck, qué pendeja. Things like that. But I mean, either way, like, she's like, there's a lot of more mentors that came before us that were doing more of what they needed to be done, but the social media was not there yet. Like the technology was not there yet. And now we're the next ones to come in, and we support that same people. And I like to be around those people that have the same mission that I do, in different ways, because, está loco.
And what are you guys doing now to touch on that Hispanic heritage thing? So since we're talking about the Latino community and all that.
So, I mean, you always have to take opportunities anywhere that you go. Always take opportunities. And I always say that it could be bad ones, it could be good ones, but you're not going to know if you don't say yes.
In it, right?
You're not going to know. And even the bad ones, it comes lessons from the bad ones. So, like me, I take all the opportunities that I can, right? So recently I did a feature for Santa Teresa and Bacardi. And I touched base on a lot of this as well. But it was more so like, you just have to be relevant and you have to be out there for the next generation, for the next people. And all I want to do is motivate. I just want to motivate anybody who's like in the shadows, right? Like he said, we're DACA recipients. Like, we're not ones that are like, okay, te vamos a dar todo. Like the government's going to help you out. Like, you have all of these tools. You have all of these like opportunities. You can do everything. No. that's not us.
Mm.
You know, we have boundaries. We can travel. We can do this. We can do that. We can do that. So it's kind of like, I just want to make sure that whoever is in that realm right now that doesn't see the light, that could see us and be like, if she can do it, I can do it.
Oh yeah, give
If
that
they
hope.
can do it, I can do it. You know, like, fuck being fearful.
Mhm.
You know, like, let's take that fear out of the way. Like, we're going to figure it out, whatever it is. And then at least let's push forward to whatever we have to do.
Mhm.
You know, so that was like my last interview. And I always want to do interviews like that.
Nice.
Like, constantly. Because, like, I never know who I'm teaching. I never know who I'm
Yeah.
reaching.
You're gonna touch
to me.
somebody. Yeah,
One of the
somebody
best,
listening.
Exactly.
I think one of the best things that someone ever told me is this young bartender, Mexicano, and he like, hey, I actually saw him like year ago, like 3 months ago, but he told me this like year ago. He told me like, hey, you're one of the reasons I want to keep pushing myself to Mexico. You're my inspiration with Chef Gaitan. I'm like, holy fuck. Like, you're putting my name next to Gaitan. That's something really meaningful for me. Like, Carlos Gaitan is the first chef ever won a Michelin star.
Oh, okay.
So he's the shit of the shit. Like, he's the badass of the badass. And he compared me to him to be his inspirations. That's a lot. Even though for someone he didn't have the proper education, someone who had to struggle here and there, it was something for me. Was like, okay, so something I'm doing right.
Mhm.
Like, finally, I got those kind of like things that you can actually die happily
Mhm.
with mezcal. But at least you're doing the right thing, teaching the younger people, being inspiration to someone. You never know, like,
Or
you-
anybody. I mean,
anybody.
it doesn't have to be young, you know, but like anybody who just sees it. I mean, we've been there, you know, where it's like you don't even see the light. It's like, what am I
Yeah.
supposed to do if I'm hiding?
Right,
You know,
right.
what am
You're
I
not
supposed to
helping
do?
anybody.
Right. Like, what am I supposed to do if I don't have like the government's help? Like, I don't have, like, I'm hiding at this
Mhm.
point, you know? It's like, what can I do? And so, like, now we're so progressed in the immigration like thing that now at least we have DACA. Now we have permits to work, you know, at
Mhm.
least. And we're grateful
Social.
for that, at
Mhm.
least,
Social
you know?
Security, thank God. we have
And
Social
yeah, but I
Security.
know so many people that are like so they get down, you know, because they can't travel, they can do this, they can do that.
They feel held back.
Yeah, you know, and then like, and it's okay to feel bad, like held back, but like you can still do what you got to do.
Oh,
like
absolutely,
here,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
figure it out. Find the light somewhere.
Mhm.
You know, like there's no way that someone needs to be stuck somewhere where like that's all you're gonna be stuck. You're only hurting yourself at that point. You know, like push yourself and to do something else, make something that makes you feel happy.
It's never too late to learn. Like, it's endless. I think knowledge is power. So something you have to actually have the motivation. As she was saying, like, even younger, you can be 20, you can be 30, 40, 50, but you want to actually learn what's mezcal.
Mhm.
I'm more than humble to teach you everything about mezcal. And that's something that she was saying, like, has to have the motivation to actually be there. Like, something
And a lot of people don't teach because they think that that's competitive. You know.
So,
I love to teach.
so
Yeah.
if somebody out here right now is listening and they want to know where they can find you guys, where can they find you? First, Luis.
Social media, in Instagram, I go by Luigi el Bartender. And
And what are you up to so they know, so they can check you out?
honestly, right now, I'm gonna open a new Mexican concept on
nice,
March. So I'm
nice.
working now a couple of days at Celeste. There's some tough hours, but I like it.
And they can come here, they come to Celeste and try out your drinks?
Yeah, no, they're not my drinks, but they can actually meet me.
Okay.
Celeste, I'm working Fridays and Saturdays, but hopefully coming soon in March, I want to have a new Mexican concept.
Ooh, that's
It's
exciting.
it's gonna be kind of between Suco and La Josie. So it's gonna be really nice mezcales or agaves, and also like fancy but sexy. It's gonna be a nice concept.
Oh,
Nice.
that sounds
That's
like you got it.
exciting.
You're,
That
you're
sounds
working it
exciting.
out. You're working it
Yeah.
out.
Actually, I'm making a pico de gallo highball. So
Ooh, wow.
See, this guy had food and damn alcohol. Hey, maybe I should just go on a
That
liquid
sounds
diet
really
with him. Carolina, how about
empty calories.
Carolina? How about you? Where could they find you? What are you up to? And how can they reach you?
Well, I run the bar program at Woodwind Chicago in Streeterville.
Woodwind.
That one.
Hi.
That one.
Which one? This
That,
one?
this one. This one.
Okay.
Oh.
Woodwind Chicago is located in Erie Street, 259, 18th floor in the Northwestern Hospital building, which is the weirdest fucking location,
That is
right?
actually, yeah.
It is because we
It's a
did look
beautiful-
it up. We did look it up.
Yeah,
And we're
we're
like,
like in a
inside the
hospital.
hospital, and then we're in the 18th floor. You open those elevators, and you forget that you're in the hospital.
Yeah.
which I love.
They
that.
have
a whole
I
new
love
vibe,
that.
no,
right?
they have.
Yeah,
I think they
yeah.
have the best rooftop. Like the view, Holy
the view is
shit.
amazing.
How long
yeah.
is the rooftop open till? Since it's getting colder.
It's closed now.
It's closed now. Oh,
yeah,
bummer.
but the whole wall on some of our tables
Mhm.
they're clear, so it's all
Oh,
glass.
nice. Okay,
So
so
you
you
at
can
least
still
can
see the views,
like
right?
some historical buildings out there. Yeah, you can see that. My Instagram is also Carolina_urban bar. And then I just post all my drinks there and everything. But the whole menu at Woodwind is mine. So you
Awesome.
can actually try. all those,
Phenomenal.
like,
Yeah,
cocktails
hit up Woodwind.
Yeah, for sure. And then following back on the inspiration on that, I had a younger couple coming into Woodwind one time, and it was the only time, and she knows that I'm not sensitive. I'm not emotional whatsoever, 0%.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Disclaimer right now.
Hold on.
0%,
Hold on.
you know.
I had cancer. And
You did?
Yeah, I did.
wow.
No.
You're a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Testicular cancer.
Dude, that's huge,
No,
dude.
testicular cancer. Do the checkups.
Do
Wow.
your
Please.
checkups for sure.
Do your checkups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Testicular cancer.
Okay.
But yeah, so she was like just ice cold, like, oh, you're good. Yeah.
You know,
like-
I'm that person
I'm like,
that you
Ah,
need.
bro.
I'm like-
you'll be good.
I'm like, really?
That's the worst, dude. That's the
I'm
worst.
dying. Like,
But you know why? Because he's so overly emotional.
oh yeah,
Like
I cry for
he
everything.
cries for everything. He sees me. I think one time
You two really do balance each other out.
we do, yeah. And then I'm like, he's all like emotional. He's like over here, like, oh, I'm not. And I'm like, you'll be all right. It's all good. Like, get it together. You know, like I'm like that person. Like, push yourself. Like, get it together. Low key inside of me, I'm like, oh no. You know, like, but like
you don't
I'm just
show that
like-
though. You don't show
I
that.
don't show it because he's so emotional.
Mhm.
So I'm over
I cry
here
for
like,
everything.
I have to lower it.
You gotta balance it out, too, yeah.
And I'm good.
I'm
at
emotional.
that.
And
Yeah.
this is the same guy that was staring at you at the corner of the bar.
That I thought he was a creeper.
That's
and he turned
incredible.
out to be one of your best friends.
Yes.
Bro.
And the guy that got you
Brother.
into R&D got
Mhm.
you up there.
Yeah, he opened the door for it. Like, you know, it's that's all you need. It's like he just kind of like say, hey, this is the potential out there,
Mhm.
and then I just kind of took it.
Yeah, you just gotta
and then
walk
I
through
just
it.
went through
It's
it.
up to
yeah,
you.
because
And she killed it.
both our directions are so different. Both of our pathways are so different. He's like in this way, and I'm in this way, but he showed me at least that there was a potential of a career
Nice.
in there. You know.
Nice. That's awesome.
And trickling back on that, like couple coming into Woodwind one time, they were like, "Hey, are you Carolina?" And I'm over here like stressing out, and I'm over here like looking like shit and everything. And I'm like, "Yeah, hi," you know. And then they're like, "You know, I just want to say that you were an inspiration coming in. That you're literally running an American restaurant bar menu, and you're Mexican." Like, where does that happen? You know, like usually every single Mexican like goes in and runs Mexican bar menus, you know, for
Me.
Mexican restaurants. But you're running an American style restaurant.
Mhm.
And I'm over here like, well, what's American to you? Because what American to me is a melting pot about different cultures.
That's beautiful. I love
You
that.
know,
Yeah.
so like I
Damn.
That is.
Bum, bum, bum,
Truly
bum.
you know, so like, but the only thing that I got emotional from that is that the fact that I gave them I don't know them.
Mhm.
I didn't know where the hell they come from. And I was just like, oh, hi. You know, they just like sat in my bar one time, and then I was doing them, and then they just called over me. And then it was like a whole realization. I was like, this is nice.
That is
I'm like, I
nice.
like this. This is why I want to work. Like, I don't want to stress myself for anything else. I don't want to be like popular. He does. I'm just kidding. I don't, you know, be famous or anything like that. I just want to like, you know, help people and
Oh,
say,
yeah,
you know, it was
yeah.
because of her that like I got the motivation to do what I'm doing right now.
That's beautiful.
That's what I want.
That's
you know?
beautiful. Touching lives, just
Yeah.
like low key and not really
Low key, very low key.
not
I'm
looking for it.
super low key. I'm
Yeah.
just like quiet in the corner.
That's dope. I like that.
We're going to have to get you guys back on, man, because there's more to be said. There's more to be to do.
Do we have time? Do we have time to do like a little?
So yeah, okay. So me and Carl have this thing where we just come up with these crazy ideas, and
We just thought of this before y'all came here.
Oh shit.
so you guys can say no or you guys can say yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we got a bunch of random ingredients,
Okay.
and we want to see what you guys can concoct with those random ingredients.
I'm down.
Fine.
Are you
Oh,
you
shit,
guys
yeah?
want to try that?
Yeah.
Hell
He's
yeah.
down. He's
Yeah.
down. Let's do
All
it.
right. So for those following still, we gathered a bunch of ingredients, Carl's idea, and we decided to challenge them and see what they can do with all these ingredients and see what they can come up with, you know, because after that talk, seems like all they do is R&D, so this is just another R&D session.
This is actually the what makes me happy with my job because I do a
therapy.
lot of like admin is therapy for me. Like I can't stay still. Like cooking and being with the ingredients, like that makes me happy.
For me, prep the easy part.
And I think it's
What's this? Not blue
Yeah.
cacao?
Yeah.
God, we were making fun of you guys because it's not how you spell it. We say it's caraca. It's caraca.
It's blue caraca.
Yeah, what the purpose was that at?
What else does it? That's it, right?
Yeah, tequila mezcal.
I'll do tequila.
Puro mezcal.
So one tequila, one mezcal.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with fall flavors. He's gonna go with more traditional flavors like the guayabana, the sour stuff.
Okay.
So fall is one of my favorite seasons to make menus for
Ooh.
because I love complexity and I love like really rough flavors. Like if you give me something bland, like I will be very upset.
Good thing
So I'm
we
using
picked up
ginger and
together.
apple. Ginger's gonna give you a little spiciness and earth tones. And then the apple's gonna come in with the sweetness and everything else. Do you have a sweetener or no?
No, Mexican.
Okay. ¿Tienes un tenedor entonces?
Yeah.
Quality control.
Quality control. Don't do what he did.
Who picks out your ingredients when you guys get your
Us.
stuff?
Us.
Oh, so you're in control of the whole show.
So we don't actually just work when we are working hours. This is what we're so exhausted all the damn time, at least me. I don't know about you. I go to the farmer's market, I research ingredients.
Reach
When I
all
went,
the farms.
when I went to the orchard, I made sure that I grabbed like apples that were like crisp and ready to go. So we do a lot of like research outside of our normal working hours per se. Okay, yellow.
Yes. I don't know if I broke it
Ice
small. Más?
Todo llenito.
Qué bonito.
Uno más.
I'm the Iceman.
You're the Iceman. Look, Jigger.
Jigger, thank you for using.
Louis, what are you working on over there?
Guanabana.
You actually got spearmint too, you know that. You
Is
didn't
that
get
good or
mint.
bad? Is that good or bad?
No, it's more minty than the regular mint, and I learned that in quarantine.
Ooh.
Because I got spearmint in my Mexican store, and everybody was like bitching me out. There's not mint, but it's a variety of mint.
Yeah.
It's technically in the mint family.
It's just stronger.
Just a little bit more mintier, yeah.
Oh, hey, now you know. You want a cocktail glass? You want a...
Tienes un... I'll get the martini.
ice? No ice.
No.
Oh, look at that. Now she's going to use the strainer.
You use a strainer because the ingredients that I use here, which is the apple, the ginger, and all that stuff, it's really pulpy, as you can see here.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get all the pulp and you get a cleaner drink. ¿Sabes lo que se me olvidó? ¿Tienes un tipo de syrup or sugar?
What sugar?
Porque I don't think apple is that sweet.
What you got there? You gonna utilize the cinnamon?
Just as a little garnish and added flavor to the top of the drink. I only want to use half in case somebody doesn't like cinnamon.
Qué fancy.
Right? You did that without any practice. So what do we have there?
So this is an apple and ginger martini with mi gente reposado. and top with a little bit of cinnamon, ground cinnamon, so you could get like that feel of Thanksgiving.
Ooh,
I'm gonna taste it before you.
taste it. Yeah,
Taste
taste it.
glass.
Taste it.
Any glass.
It's regular glass or martini glass?
Regular glass.
How's it taste? Tastes good.
Like Thanksgiving.
Nice.
And Louis, what are we working on over here?
So we have guanábana, cinnamon, ginger, mezcal with citrus, and the club soda is gonna be like ish highball with guanábana. I love guanábana actually back in the day. And actually something saying that guanábana is good for cancer too. So.
Oh shit! You didn't know? Now you know. Wow. These guys are damn
They
impressive.
put it
bro.
right there, right in front of us. All right, well, that segment was fun. Thank you guys for checking it out. Make sure to check these two out because they just made some fucking awesome drinks and we are just living in the libations right now. So my name is Carl, my partner Chris here with 312 Unscripted. Don't forget to check out Luis and Carolina and see y'all in the next one. Please follow them. Please follow them. See y'all in the next one.
Cheers.
Peace.
Peace.